For over a decade, automated webinars were the closest thing I'd found to printing money. There was nowhere else that you could take a complete stranger off social media, hold their attention for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, build real trust, and then make them an offer that they actually say yes to. There has been no more powerful way to sell your product or service online than a webinar. Nothing even came close. So I automated it. The best version of my presentation running for me 24/7 while I slept, while on holiday, even while I was doing absolutely nothing. And then automated webinars died. And I don't mean that they dipped, I mean the traditional automated webinar is finished. Audiences got smarter, they can smell a fake one in seconds, and the moment it feels like a recording, they're gone. But here's what's interesting. While automated died, live webinars are having the biggest comeback I've seen in years. And out of that comeback, a completely new style of webinar has emerged. Simulated live, fully immersive, powered by AI, and it is absolutely crushing it right now. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what it is, how it works, why it's easier and faster to set up than the old way, and I'm going to introduce you to the free tool that does it all for you. A quick bit of context though, in case you're less familiar with who I am. I've been labeled the webinar guy in our industry for over 10 years. Webinars genuinely changed my life. In fact, 9 years ago, there was a single webinar that I ran that paid for my entire honeymoon to the Maldives and Mauritius, and that was just the start. They've been the backbone of my business for over a decade now. I've sold everything you can imagine with them. I've generated over $40 million for my own companies, and my clients that I've taught this to have reported over 150 million more. And I've watched this model evolve every stage over the years, and I can see exactly what broke and why. And in case you're in a hurry, here's the short version. There is a new wave of automated webinars that fixes every problem I'm about to describe. One that feels completely live and immersive, but still scales while you sleep. And I'm unveiling it live on a virtual launch party, and we're on track for 7,000 people registered for this thing. And at the event, I'm gonna give away a tool that costs normally $199 a month, completely free. So if you're watching this in time, stop and click the link in the description box, register for the launch party, and I hope I can see you there. Okay, so what actually went wrong with automated webinars? Well, to understand this, you have to understand why they even worked in the first place. The whole magic of a webinar, live or automated, is in the captive environment. Think about it. Most of your marketing is fighting a losing battle for attention. Someone's scrolling, they see your thing, they're gone in 2 seconds. Even in your funnels, they land on a page and they can click away instantly. A webinar is the one place online where you take someone off the chaos of social media and you put them in a room, even a virtual room, where for 30 or 40 or 60 minutes, they are paying attention. You teach them, you give them value, you build trust, and then you make an offer. There is no other conversion vehicle that does that, none. When you get the right person in a captive room, it outconverts everything else. And here's the key thing. Automated webinars worked because they recreated that live feeling. The whole original idea was simulation, making a recorded session feel as alive and immersive as if it were happening right now. And while the illusion held, automated webinars gave you the conversion power of live, but running 24/7 without you. But then the illusion broke. Over the last few years, automated webinars got lazy, the platforms didn't evolve, and the audience got smarter. And so now people can smell a fake webinar a mile off, and you felt it yourself. You land on one, and within about 10 seconds, you just know it's a recording. The live chat is obviously fake. Nothing's responding to you. There's no life in that virtual room. And the moment your brain registers that this is a video, it's over. Because a video is something that you can skip, tab away from, and never come back to. And the data backs this up. Nearly 2/3 of people leaving, most of them in the first few minutes. Because the moment it feels pre-recorded, there's no reason to stay. That's the whole problem in one sentence. Automated webinars stopped feeling live, so people stopped behaving like they were live. And conversion rates dropped relative to engagement rate dropping to a point where these automated webinars just kind of stopped working. Now here's the part that flips everything on its head, and it's very good news for you. Live webinars are working better right now than they have done in years, and the reason is fascinating. We live in a world right now that is more distracted, more automated, and more full of AI-generated noise than ever before. Nobody knows what is real anymore, and that has created a craving. People are desperate for genuine connection. They're desperate to be in a real room with real people, learning something real alongside other real people. And when you give someone the chance to get off the social media treadmill and into a live immersive experience, as long as what you're offering sounds genuinely valuable, then they will show up and they will stay. And that tells us something huge. If the appetite for live experiences is back, or perhaps never even left, then the problem was never automation itself. The problem was that automation stopped feeling immersive. So the obvious question becomes, what if we could automate a webinar but make it feel every bit as live and immersive as the real thing? Because if we could do that, you'd have the holy grail. You'd take your single best version of your presentation, your absolute A game, the one that positions you perfectly, delivers value, makes your offer, and makes it feel completely live. And it means we could get back to the good old days where you could clone yourself, the best version of you selling around the clock, 365 days a year, while you sleep, while you're on holiday without lifting a finger. But, and this is everything, only if it genuinely feels immersive. Do it the old lazy way and you're back to a video on a page that someone can abandon in 10 seconds. So what is it that's working right now to replace the traditional automated webinar? Well, I call it auto-immersive events. It's not about faking a live event. It's about using AI to recreate genuine immersion. So the experience feels alive, responsive, and real, even though it's scaling automatically in the background. Let me give you a few concrete examples of what's now possible. And just so you know, everything I'm going to share with you right now and so much more is now possible on this new platform we're launching called upwebinar.ai. You can click the link, join the launch party, you will not regret it. But the first thing is the chat box. On a dead automated webinar, the chat is obviously fake and nothing's responding to you. Now you can have AI agents in the virtual room. You train them in about 2 minutes on everything someone might ask and they respond in real time, genuinely, helpfully, and by name. You can even create multiple agents, each with their own name, photo, and personality, so it feels like you've got a whole team in the room supporting your audience. The second thing, and this one is wild, in an automated session, your attendees can actually turn on their own webcams, just as they would do on a live Zoom room, for example. That single thing makes it feel real in a way that no traditional automated platform has ever managed. And now imagine you join an automated session, you see your own webcam on, but now you see a bunch of other people's cameras on. It feels so fully immersive and you feel a part of something. And the third thing, and this is insanely powerful, if someone shows up on time, they go into the main room. But if someone arrives late, they can be automatically routed to a different version of the webinar that acknowledges that they're late and catches them up, instead of just dumping them confused into the middle of your presentation. Each of these closes the gap between recorded and real, and you stack them together and the brain stops going, this is a video, and starts leaning in and paying attention. And what's awesome is this is just scratching the surface. There's a lot more that we're going to reveal at the launch party that I told you about. Now, one important thing, because the tech alone won't save a weak webinar. The immersion gets them to stay, but the presentation itself has to be built right to hook them in the first few moments, deliver genuine value, and lead. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? The immersion gets them to stay, but the presentation itself still has to be built right to hook them in the first few moments, to deliver genuine value and lead naturally to the offer. The room keeps them in their virtual seat. The content is what gets them to buy. And if you get both of these right, an immersive room and a properly structured presentation, you have something that converts like live but runs like clockwork. So automated webinars didn't die because the model was broken. They died because they stopped feeling alive. Live webinars are roaring back because people crave real connection in an automated world. And the moment you can make an automated webinar feel automersive, you get the best of both. The conversion power of live running 24/7 without you. And that's exactly what is working right here, right now. And it's exactly why I built this tool for you. I'm unveiling it live, really live, on this virtual launch party. We're going to have close to 7,000 people registered, and I'm going to give away this tool completely free. No catch, no credit card required. It's going to be insane. I hope to see you there. So click the link in the description box, get registered, and I hope to see you there. And if you want to continue your education right now, check out this video, which will walk you through that presentation structure that I shared with you that'll have you absolutely crushing your next webinar. I'll see you there.